Welcome to the World Light Network, a house of enlightenment, of truth, of growth, of knowledge, of understanding and of wisdom. Bringing out the light of men and causing them to shine.
Thank you for joining me for this section. I always deem it great honor and pleasure to always have you on this channel. Today we are dealing with protecting your sight, a pathway to a fulfilled life. Protecting your sight, a pathway to a fulfilled life. That is very important, that our sight, our ability to see, is a good and a perfect gift that has been given to us as humans, as living organisms, that our essence to see actually gives us the ability to know what exactly is happening and who exactly is in front of us, who exactly is having a conversation with us. So the sight or our eyes are meant for good, that it has a whole lot of positive energies that surrounds it since we have it with us. But it's unfortunate that the sight, which is a good and a perfect gift, ends up to be something which is depriving us of our essence of achieving purpose, because we actually don't understand how deep and important the sight protection is. That is to say that when a man refuses to protect his seeing ability and decide not to protect his seeing faculties, he is exposed to the danger of collapse of vision and mission. When a man refuses to guide and protect his seeing ability and then does not create restrictions to the thing that he is to see, that means he stands a higher risk of losing his precious gift. You will not understand until you get into contact with certain, responsible people who are succeeding 10 years of marriage, 20 years of marriage, then they will tell you that, look, the reason why we are able to survive this marriage is because we look at each other. We don't look at people outside the relationship. We look at each other. We study each other. We view each other. So our sight is for us that are involved in a relationship, and not the people outside the relationship, which will bring distractions. That's what they will tell you. Every great relationship has an influence from a sight protection. That is to say that when you fail to protect your sight of the things of the world without focusing on the internal relationship that you have, you are going to lose the relationship. It's true. Trust me, as a matter of fact, when men refuses to guide their heart, they loses what the sight is there to protect. So when the sight becomes distracted, and then instead of watching at the item of protection, that item of protection will be taken away because you don't have the sight on it. So your inability to stay concentrated to your vision and have the picture of your vision on sight will lead to a failure of that vision. So you have a lot of people who have a vision of becoming, Now, let me give you an example. If you want to become a nurse, you have to have the sight of studying nursing. Now, when you divert from that angle and you go and you study business management, you study financial accounting. That state of sighting that has pushed you in nursing. So therefore, you will have a certificate at the end of your 4-year study at a university and become an accountant. You can have your first degree, your second degree, and yet not end up as a nurse, because what you cited and went in for wasn't the one relating to the vision of becoming a nurse. That is to say that when you have a wrong sight, your actual vision will be lost, and what you'll be achieving wouldn't be the one that satisfies you. So your sight can redirect your pathway. So where are you looking at, and what are you looking at, and who are you looking at? Having a sight of the right people is very important, because the people you look at are the people that create an influencing picture in your mind. So when you are unable to have a right people around you to look at them, you are not going to have a right influence. That is why when you don't consider the kind of people you have an association with, you have conversation with, you laugh with, you smile with, you enjoy moments with, when you don't have limit to them, you are going to lose your vision. Oh yeah. Because they will be the very people you'll be seeing over time. And as you continue to see them, as you have a view of them constantly, their lifestyle, their attitude, the way they talk, the way they communicate, the way they behave, those pictures are forming you. That is to say that your sight creates pictures to influence your character. So when your sight is not being guided, your character will be out of order, because you will have your sight on things which does not fall in alignment. So you have to guide your sight, guide your visibility, guide what you see, what you pay attention to, guide it. Guide your sight. It's not every lady that you see you want to look at. Your wife is home. Picture your wife and go home and then go and look at her. Guide your heart. Guide your eyes. Guide your visibility faculty. When you don't guide your sight, you will end up losing everything around you. Trust me. Protect your eye. It's not every lady that you have to look at. It's not every food you have to look at. As a matter of fact, when you decide to fast, and then you don't take your sight from food, you can't fast. And the reason why most people cannot fast to get themselves concentrated to solve certain affairs and issues of life is because you have too much sight on food. You have too much sight on women, and as a result of that, you cannot concentrate yourself and then consecrate yourself to the achievement of the purpose of destiny and vision and purpose and ambitions. Your sight distracts. Sight distracts. So when your sight isn't laid straight and isn't laid appropriately and isn't given limitations and restrictions, you are going to lose a whole lot. Because your sight will help you to be distracted if you want to be distracted. As a matter of fact, the result of what you are seeing is as a result of what you have intended to see. Because your sight is under your influence. So you can direct your sight what to watch and what not to watch. So when you give your eyes to viewing of certain things on the media which does not fall in alignment to your vision and your mission and your purpose, you will realize that those things will now become your misappropriate vision, your disengaged agenda. And as a result of that, you end up killing your vision. So a lot of important and significant visions are dead because men refuse to protect their sight. And your foresight is very important. So when you don't protect your seeing faculty, you are going to kill the dream of a dispensation. And remember, our uniqueness in vision and our uniqueness is in purpose, all are put together to transform a dispensation. So your failure isn't just your failure, but the failure of an entire dispensation, of an entire generation. And every generation needs men to transform and bring the purpose of that generation to the effect of the cosmos. Guide your heart and guide your eye. You know, I've been constantly saying guiding your heart, because when your eyes are not guided, your heart will not be guided. There is a serious relation to the eye and the heart. That is to say that things enter your heart through the eye. And so when your heart is not when your eyes are not guided, your heart will not be guided. That is why when you study the kind of things that gets into your mind anytime you are free, anytime you are alone, anytime you are in a private place, the only thing that enters into your mind are the things that your eyes are fed on, and they are reprogramming for it to be put into action. So most of the things that we practice are the things that we have watched and watched and watched. So your sight picks the picture of them. And when you are at a moment of silence, a moment of meditation, those things strikes your brain to cause you to put them into action. That is why you have to fight your way, to fight yourself in watching things that are not appropriate. So when you waste your time to watch inappropriate things on the internet, there is no way your lifestyle will not depict those inappropriate actions. So if you want to know the kind of things that your children are watching on their phones, just have a study of their lifestyle. Pay attention to the way they react and the way they act. Because whatsoever they are watching, whatsoever they are viewing on their phones will be in demonstration in their character. That is why you should guide your children. Don't just leave your children to use their phones anyhow. Guide them. Guide them. Guide them on what to watch. Guide them. The phone we use are of much positive influence, but when the new generation is not being guided on how to use it, a lot of things will go wrong, because there are a lot of things that are being deposited on the internet, which is having a huge negative effect on whosoever comes into contact with it. So when you don't guide your children, your children in some years to come, guide them, protect them, secure them, give them the kind of future that you'll be proud of. And one of the ways to give them a good future is not only taking them to good schools, but also guiding them on what to be watching on their phones. Guide them. Don't just guide your children, guide yourself as well. You want to become a good father, you don't have to be looking at certain things. You want to become a good husband, you have to focus on your wife and your children instead of watching other women, instead of watching other people that are destructive to the relationship and to the family. guide your sight and guide your relationship. Thank you for joining me. My name is God Kid.